Hey, welcome back. You know what? I should say welcome to my new stream. My name is Paul, and come to think about it, it's been a while since I've been here. Last November, I believe, was the last time I was on this channel. Got too many projects that I'm working on, so I neglect the channel. Working on too many things. So here is what I'm focusing on, and I'm focusing on reducing what I am trying to do. I am reducing the number of channels that I'm actively on so I can be more focused on a single channel, make better content for you that I think will be wonderful. This is the journey through my brain. This is where we make and break things. We will show you how to work with your computer. No, I'm not a computer expert, but I know enough to get myself in trouble. We're going to work with photography. We are going to work with electronics. We are going to work with optics, telescopes, microscopes, video, electronics, building things. We are going to make mechanical things. We're going to do woodworking. We are going to do gardening. Whatever comes into this brain of mine, we are going to do it. And this is the channel you want to be at. Now, what has changed since I was here last? Well, let's see. Let me reach over here and grab something. This right here is what has changed with my setup, with my studio. You notice my background isn't all that good. I got a lot of dancing in the blacks and stuff like that. A lot of dancing ants. But I'll work on that. This is a work in progress. We're going to learn. We're going to do things. But what I wanted to show you is this guy right here. My M2 drive from the computer I am using. This is Windows 11. Windows 11 is dead to me. And here's the reason why. It's bloated. It's full of crap we don't need. It's slow. I blew away my Windows system on my laptop. Put a Linux Mint system on there, and lo and behold, wow, the thing's faster, much faster. I log in, I put in the password, and bam, it comes right up. No time to think. It's right there. When I do a fresh boot from power on, bam, just a couple seconds. 5, maybe 10 seconds. Literally, 10 seconds is actually pushing it way that slow. I'll even go with 5 seconds. And the system's up and running. You cannot get that with a Windows system. Plus, with all these Windows updates that's going on, terrible. Terrible. A lot of spyware, a lot of everything. Windows thinks they can control everything, and guess what? They can't, because I have Linux. I didn't want to switch away from Windows because my poor vMix video program that I've come to love over the years is no longer. It lives right here. It's a sad day because I loved my vMix, but I hate Windows enough to get rid of the program, the one program that I paid good money for, so I could run any video program that I wanted to. A TV, sporting events, whatever, anything I could run from vMix. From anywhere in the world that has an internet connection. And guess what? I'm giving that up right here because I hate Windows. It is dead. In fact, the computer that we are working off of right now, my desktop computer, had Windows 11 on it. I went in to the BIOS and I switched the boot order, rebooted, saved and rebooted F10, whatever it is, rebooted, and lo and behold, there's Windows again. Did that 3 or 4 times. I'm like, what is going on? I know I'm saving my boot order. Oh, there's something in the programming of Windows 11, somewhere in the program, in the operating system, that automatically changed that boot order back. Even though I changed it in the BIOS, it was changing it back and forcing me to use Windows 11. I had to actually go into the BIOS and delete my boot orders. I just deleted them completely. Windows gone. And that's when I could actually boot in to my Linux drive, my Linux system. Before that, I didn't even have my M2 drive in there. I didn't even have a Windows operating system on there. It was like, oh, please install your recovery disk. It's like, no, I don't want to recover Windows. Please install recovery disk. No. So I got rid of the boot order. And now I am running 100% on Linux for my desktop, for my video production, and 100% Linux on my gaming laptop upstairs. I'm running 100% Linux on this old laptop. I'm running Linux on my server over here. I'm running Linux on my cloud server. I am Linux. Linux Mint is my flavor. I have Ubuntu server for my servers. That's a very stable server. I'm very used to it, very happy with it. So I'm continuing on with it. My cloud server, Hostinger, and I am not sponsored by Hostinger, but I have my cloud server there. I'm thinking, well, I am paying a lot for that server, and I'm not running a lot of programs on it, but it is very stable. So I was considering getting rid of it, but I have to reconsider this. I run N8N on there. I run Rustdesk, which is a remote access program, self-hosted remote access program. I run dashboards. I've got, I've got my Cloudflare. I've got in my Docker, and I've also, I believe I have what's the other program? What's the other program? Well, I can't remember it right off the top of my head, but I've got all those. And then I've got my Plex server over here, and I've got all my photos and videos and all that stuff that's going over here on my Plex server. I've got 2 new computers for myself that I have from a friend of the family's that gave me the computers, and I am working at making into servers that I can put them here on-prem to have servers. Glasses are dirty. No way to clean them. That's what sweatshirts are for. I'm going to have 2 new servers on-prem to run. Those are going to be my experimental computers. And another thing about Linux. Sudo update. Sudo upgrade. What is it? Sudo get apt upgrade. Sudo apt get update. Whatever. I can do that, and the updates happen quick. I don't even have to shut my computers down to upgrade. Not like we have to do at the reboot of Windows. And then 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, you can actually use your computer. Updates and upgrades with Linux. Just do it in terminal. You can also set it up, I believe. You can also set it up to automatically happen. But I like to have a little bit of control when I'm going to upgrade and update. So I just do it through terminal, command line. And I love it. It works. I don't have to be down. And speaking about Windows 11 being bloated, as I was starting to say before, I have my laptop working on it. And one day I was at my parents' house and I unplugged that thing. Actually, this was when I was at my in-laws' house. Parents, in-laws, I've been both places. I unplugged it, ran it off of batteries. On Windows, I would be lucky if I got 2.5 hours on battery. But with my Linux system, I ran it for 7 hours. And I could have probably run it for another 3 or 4 or 5 hours. So I still had a lot of battery to go. And I was doing work on it. I wasn't doing video work or anything like that. That might take a little more resources, but I was doing work on it. And I did not have to worry about my battery shutting down. I have to worry about where to plug this stupid thing in. Because it just works. And there is such a host of programs that you can get for that Linux system that you won't, once you start using it, you don't even realize that, oh, this is any different than Windows. Better than Windows because it's faster. Not spying on you. That's what I love about it. You know what? Let me give you some simple examples. Let's see, let's do a fade. Oh, here I am down to the bottom for you. And let us look at some of these programs I've got here. So I'm just going to, well, let's see. Right here, I got Firefox browser. There's my terminal. Here's my Brave browser. Here's Rust Desk, my remote access program that I run. Here's the OBS program that I have. Here's my Plex server. My welcome screen and my calculator. Those are the ones I like to have. I like to keep that calculator up front because we don't know when we may need to actually calculate something out, which I do quite often. Being in science and making things, I should actually have access to a calculator, a decent one. And let's see, where's my calculator? As I said, it's a decent one. I can do full screen. But I got basic, let's see, advanced, financial calculator. Let me shrink that up again. Financial, programming, keyboard. A lot of these I won't use that often, but you know what? Basic calculator is actually pretty good. So, love the programs. But here, look at this. It groups things together so I can easily find them. And it just automatically does it when I load a new program in there. Here's all the accessories such as my calculator, document viewers, files, fonts, image viewers, notes. There's my password vaults if I use them. I use Proton. And no, that is not a sponsor either because I am not sponsored currently. Though I might be persuaded to find a sponsor someday. Let's see, I got all kinds of things in here. Graphics, I do my own graphics, document scanners, drawing, GIMP. I use the GIMP, especially when I'm doing my thumbnails and stuff. I use GIMP. Raw therapy when I'm editing my photos. I can edit my photos here, my raw photos that I shoot with doing photography. I got it here. Internet. I've got Firefox, Brave, Google Chrome. I don't like Google, but there are just some things I need Chrome for, like YouTube. Well, I don't need it for YouTube, but I do have Chrome because there are certain things that could use Chrome for. There's Rust Desk, mail program, Thunderbird Mail. See, Office, LibreOffice, almost like using Microsoft Office. You do a lot of spreadsheets. LibreOffice is LibreOffice Calc is great program. Now, nothing I have found actually does as well as Excel. But there is many things on here. I use a lot of Excel at work. LibreOffice opens up those Excel files. I can still use them here. This LibreOffice is just not quite as powerful. But you add a little bit of Python in there. Yeah, we can handle it. And if I do need Excel here on Prem, guess what? I just go into Python and I create an Excel spreadsheet. You don't need to have Excel to create Excel spreadsheets, especially if you know the programming side, how to program cells and add information to cells using programming, Python programming and programming. You don't actually need to have Microsoft Excel. And it's convenient for that nice graphical user interface, but I can still do pretty good without it. Impress or a writer, just here's my my slideshows, LibreWriter. There's my Word program. I got all that stuff. I got access to it. I don't use Impress because I use another program that I have, which I program it all out myself. Sound and video. Here's my OBS again. I use Audacity to just record regular audio. And a lot of these programs you can find on Windows and Linux and whatever system you're using. They're cross-platform. There's my Plex server, Rhythm Box for listening to music, my video player, programming, VS Code, Microsoft. Oh, but you know what? It works pretty good, and I can still do all my Python programming, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I could do it all right here on my Linux Mint system. There's all my preferences. Let's see, logins, just everything. And you know what? I can even add some favorites in here if I want. But here's the other nice thing is Software Manager. It's loading. Oh, wait, did I see Steam on here? Where was that? Google Earth, Spotify. I did. You know what? Steam was there. It showed up. I got Discord. I got VirtualBox, Bitwarden, Spotify, Inkscape. I've got some of these programs already loaded. Well, I don't have Inkscape on this one because I got it on my laptop computer. But yes, I do have Steam on my laptop computer, which is, oh yes, did I say was Linux? I am going through some games that I know are working on Steam that were working just fine on Windows too. Still looking at Halo, see if I can get that to work really good on. And games should work a little bit faster because the system's not bloated with unnecessary software. So, I mean, some of these games are pretty cheesy. But the more and more people start using these systems, the more and more they're going to get better. And yes, there is operating systems that are more designed for the gamer. I'm just not a complete gamer. I like doing videos. I like doing that. I'll sit up and I'll do some World of Warships once in a while. Because I like games that have a beginning and a definite end. I don't want to be on there for days, hours playing a game. I want to get in there, get done with the game. because I may not have a lot of downtime. So those games like World Warships. Simple, easy. I can do that in front of the TV. And yes, I'm an old soul. I still go to Second Life. And I think everybody should experience Second Life, and it works on Linux. I've been in Second Life for a few decades. And I wish I could find my profile that would have the "You are 30 years old." Whatever it is. I don't know. Forget when it came up. So I'm only, less than a year old when it comes to Second Life timeline. But that's okay, because I like to go in there. I like to get into the sciencey stuff of it. There's a lot of different areas, a lot of different things for people. But I go to NASA. I go to some of these colleges that have things going on. And just like to get in and see science. And that's Second Life. But anyhow, you can load pretty much any type of game that, I wouldn't say every type of game, but there's a lot in here. You can add a lot of programs, Inkscape, video programs. Oh, somebody was just mentioning Handbrake today at work. And, just right here, I could just load it right into my Linux system. Blender, VLC, which I've got. So, what I'm saying is, it's all good. It's all usable. And here, look at this. Look at this. I can go in. Let's see let's just go in here. I am just gonna let me open up Audacity. Now we're gonna push the system, see if the system can handle it without too much. Let's go right here. Okay. Oops, I gotta go. Skip. There is Audacity. I can do all my recordings like I said I could. It is just a regular user. It's not like the old Linux systems where you actually had to be an expert in Linux, in command line. Now, command line is fast and works great, but everything's graphical user interface now. Load a program, graphical user interface. I don't have to go to command line. I love going to command line when I do terminal, when I do load new programs, because for me, I love doing it. I love the techie side of stuff. But I can easily just go to this graphical user interface and load my programs. So, what I am saying is consider getting rid of Windows. You don't need it. Anything you want to do, for the most part, is available right here in your Linux system. So that is why I say Windows is dead to me. Windows 11. I love my vMix, as I said. But I've been able to say goodbye because I love seeing less bloatware, faster computers, just things that work much more smoothly. What do you think? Would you consider giving Linux a try? Now, maybe we'll talk about how to give Linux a try and some other videos that I'm going to do here coming up. Which flavor of Linux are you going to use? Ubuntu? Mint? What's some other ones? There's tons of different ones. Those are the ones I've used the most. So, Kali Linux is a great security program, security operating system. There are some gaming operating systems that are more weighted for gaming, or streamlining some things even more so. So, I want you to take some time and consider getting rid of Windows. Providing yourself a little more security. Excuse me. Then it takes a second for the unmute to come back. Give yourself a little bit more security by using Linux. Give yourself the freedom to not be so monitored, to be tracked, to be sold to without wanting to be sold to. You don't want to be tracked. I use VPNs a lot. They're not bad. VPNs just give you a little bit of privacy. Give you a lot more security. VPNs are necessary for businesses. We could get into a whole more topic, but I can use all that stuff here on my Linux box. That is the important thing I want to get together to let you know about today. You know, I have been just trying to do a photography stream. I've been wanting to do my success stream with Sisu to Success, and unfortunately that may go by the wayside. Not that I'm going to kill off Sisu to Success. It just may go by the wayside because I want to focus on this. I want to focus on you getting to have a better system to use, showing you how to do some things that maybe you really haven't thought about. That is where I want to go. That is my task for this channel. Show you how to do things the right way. How to fix things, how to make things, how to just be a better person that works well with society. You can learn new skills here and get yourself thinking in a different way. So, anyways, what system do you want to use for Linux? Would you consider switching over to Linux? You drop a comment into the comments. Let me know. Let me know where you're from too. I want to be able to know who my audience is. So where are you from? What type of Linux system would you consider using? Or if you don't know, say, I don't know. But I look forward to seeing you because I plan on being here at least weekly. Though I do not guarantee success and that consistency. I'm going to try to be here definitely weekly, and I'm definitely going to try to be here, at least put out some videos more often, maybe some shorts here and there. We'll see. But Tuesday nights seems like a very good night to be present on YouTube. So let me know. Sign up, subscribe, hit the notifications, and we will see you next time on this channel, right around 7 o'clock, right around between 5 and 6 Central Time, Central U.S. Time. I'll try to put out a message in my social media, which I will try to get some links in there. We'll see what we can do. Till next time, take care, and we will see you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.